money stay mingling. I'm just getting started, yeah, I'm trying to get the swing of things. You love the green, but you hate the red. It's like you love the sex, but you hate the head. There's no
we got bulls.
finish all of your dinners. That mean I'm taking your place. It's no mistake that you are beginners. You mid-speed.
And we got bears. Labs is bulling. Village Farms is bulling. Baby, which I brought you first, is bulling. It's true. Huge. FSD Pharma bulling. And then there's Zena. Oh my goodness. Don't worry, we'll get into it. We'll get into it. I'm right here. I told you guys I'll pull up. And then there's Zena. The big old Zena. The big old bear. The big old bear in Zena.
I get money because it's all sweet. You're looking at the real wolf of Wall Street. Yeah, I get money because it's all sweet. Yeah, you're looking at the real wolf of Wall Street.
There's winners. There's losers. That's the stock market. That is the stock market. A transfer of wealth from the patient to the impatient. Some companies are starting to turn around. It's nice to see Huge actually have a nice green day, because I was starting to lose faith in Huge as well. So it's good to see that they actually bounce back. It's fantastic to see Metapharm Labs have a big day today, and now they're over $5. It's nice to see that Ianthus is bouncing back. It's nice to see that Kushco is bouncing back. It's nice to see that Village Farms had a nice day today. So a lot of companies are starting to bounce off the bottoms, which we said would happen. We told you we would find the bottom, and we are finding the bottoms. And that's why you're seeing companies are going up, because the big boys are starting to position themselves, because we're at 52-week lows. I told you we would find the bottom. And I told you the best time to buy is at 52-week lows. If you were buying Labs recently, you're up. If you were buying Huge yesterday, you're up today. If you're buying Baby, since I brought it to you at around 30 cents, it's at 47 cents now. It's been a dream. So there are stocks that are clearly doing very, very well. And there are some stocks that are clearly struggling. So everybody today, Rich, what's wrong with Zena? Rich, what's wrong with Zena? Rich, what's wrong with Zena? I want to remind you guys, I'm an investor. I own 20 cannabis companies. Zenabis is one of them. Do I believe that Zenabis is going to be a winner long-term? I still believe that they have a chance to be a huge winner long-term. Short-term, there's no doubt that Zenabis is in trouble. Short-term, they have been a nightmare, okay? Long-term, what does it mean for the company? Honestly, I don't know. As an investor, just like you guys, I am mind-boggled with the news today. Let's just read it. Why don't we just read it? Because I was mind-boggled by it, so we might as well just read it. Because, I mean, that's the only thing I can really do, right? I'll just read it. Because there's going to be winners in the sector and there's going to be losers. And when I got into the sector, I prepared myself for the fact that I'm going to invest. I'm going to take a lot of risk. And sometimes I'm going to win because we are in the risk business. And sometimes I'm going to lose. I did not think I was going to lose on Zenabis, clearly. Had I thought I was going to lose on Zenabis, I would have never talked about them. So I want to make it very clear. I was never compensated by Zenabis. I was never paid by Zenabis. I am strictly just an investor in Zenabis. I went to their facilities. I've done tours. I liked what I saw. Looked to me like a great company. Looked like they had tons of potential. They went public at around $2, went from when they were BVO from $2 all the way to $6.85. I made money. A lot of our community made money. They did really well. Then they went from $6.85 to down to $5 to $4 to $3 this year. They went to $2 and I said, you know what? This is the lowest I've ever seen. Let me start buying some stock. I started buying Zenabis stock. I started telling their story. They've been all over the place. They've been up, they've been down. I remember when they went back down to like almost $1. Then they shot back up to $2 when GMP Securities gave them a $3.25 price target. That wasn't me. That was GMP Securities. Huge, giant of a company. I'm just an investor thinking, hey, this is good news. This is good news. This is a good company. $3.25 price target. Stock went up to $2. Everybody was excited. That wasn't that long ago. That was like July. August comes around, September comes around, October comes around. Now it is just decimated. It is just decimated. And then today they come out and they gave us news. Oh, let me read the news. Today they came out with some news. Oh man, I got this phone call coming in now. I need to take. Of course. Today they came out with some news. And the news was just like, what? What? You're going to do what? So we're going to read it and we're going to break it down. And I mean, that's what we do here, right? If you guys have noticed on all of my picks lately, I have not in any of my top 10 picks over the last 3 months put Zenabis on it. Everybody wants to blame me for Zenabis going down and point the finger at me. But at the end of the day, I'm not an insider selling millions of shares. I'm strictly an investor. I've never sold any of my shares. I have 26,000 shares and I've never sold any. So there's my position. Do I plan to buy more? Maybe. But right now it's not a priority because I'm concerned about where the stock is going, clearly. And I'm starting to lose confidence in the management. Okay. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm starting to lose confidence in the management. It's not to say that they can't turn it around, not to say that they can't be a good company again. And it's not to say that they can't fail. Anybody could fail in business and anybody can succeed. Okay. But one thing is for sure is that whether a company fails or succeeds, I'm always going to pull up. I'm always going to be here and I'm always going to talk about it. Okay. I'm not afraid to admit if I win and I'm not afraid to admit if I lose. And I'm not afraid to admit if I'm wrong and I'm not afraid to admit it when I'm right. So at the end of the day, Zenabis so far has been a big loser. I'm not going to lie to you. It's been a big loser. Now, let's read the news. Let's read the news. But for every loser, we will find winners. We found Zoomaway Travel. We found Imagination Park. We found EGLX, Enthusiast Gaming. We were first to bring Aurora Cannabis, Afria, Village Farms, Tilray, Organogram, Canopy Growth Corp. The list goes, Metafarm Labs. The list goes on and on and on and on and on. We just recently brought you Baby, and Baby's up around 50% since I did my first coverage and my first interview as well. And that's a recent pick. So I want to make it very clear. I've said this since the beginning. I am not a financial advisor. I'm an investor just like you guys. Always do your due diligence. Always do your research before you invest in anything that we talk about here on Rich TV Live. Always invest in the best because the best is blessed. I've been giving you lists consistently about companies that I think are the best. I thought Zenabis was going to be on that list. I thought that they were going to be one of the best. I have been very disappointed. As an investor, I'm very disappointed. Can I control it? No, I can't. But what I can do is I can give you guys my opinion. I can tell you guys what I think is going to happen. I can tell you guys what I'm going to do, but I don't want to tell you guys what to do when it comes to Zenabis. because right now Zenabis is just not the type of company that I want to really advise anybody right now to buy, because I want to see people win. And when I talk about which companies we should buy right now, and people ask me consistently, Rich, what should you buy? I'm always saying Aurora, Afria, Labs, Balance, TrueLeaf, Curaleaf, Green Thumb. Those are just some of the companies I've been telling people that I think that they should really position themselves in. But one thing I can guarantee you is I cannot control any of these companies. There's 15,000 public companies, and I can't control any of them. And some of them are going to go up, and some of them are going to go down. Some of them are going to trade sideways. At the end of the day, I'm an investor like you guys. I want to educate myself. Sometimes we're going to win. Sometimes we're going to lose. That's why we're in the stock market. This is the risk business. Yeah, it's true. Once the stock goes under $1, it's no man's land. Anything goes at that point. Anything goes at that point. So yeah, it could go up. It could go down. They might even do a reverse, just like FSD Pharma. Initially, after FSD Pharma did the reverse, the stock started to go down. I started to think, oh my God, this is another nightmare. It's just going to keep going down. Today, FSD Pharma jumped 30%. I think that gives us some hope. I believe that gives us some hope. Maybe the thinking here is that they're going to dilute this, raise money because they need money for the facilities, and maybe do a reverse split, do maybe a 10-to-1 reverse so they have a tighter float. And then once they have a tighter float, maybe the plan is that's a good way to get rid of all the insider selling. Honestly, I don't know. I'm not on the inside of the company. I don't know exactly what they're thinking. I don't know why you would announce a 15-cent fundraise when the stock was at 50 cents. I'm a little bit confused about that. I've mentioned it all over social media that I think feels like I'm in the twilight zone. I know I'm not in the twilight zone, but I feel like I am in the twilight zone with the announcement of the stock being at 50 cents and then saying that management is going to buy. We're going to get the exact, I'm going to read it word for word. But from my memory of the press release that I saw this morning was we are going to raise $20 million at a price of 15 cents. And management is going to buy $6 million of those shares at 15 cents. So they're going to participate in this offering. So very similar to what Hexo did, but at a dramatic discount to market, which they put in the press release. I believe it was 63%. Pretty large discount to market. As soon as I saw that, I just already knew the stock was going to go down. Did I think it would go down 40%? Kinda, yeah. When you put out that kind of news. So let's break it down. Zenabis announces rights offering to raise up to $20.8 million. Zenabis Global Inc. announces that it will be offering rights offering to holders of its common shares. So what that means is if you're a shareholder, which I am a shareholder, you now have rights of record at the close of business on October 31st, 2019, the record date. The rights offering is intended to raise up to $20.8 million, assuming full uptake. Insiders of Zenabis have committed to acquire 30% of the common shares available under the rights offering for a total of $6.2 million, representing strong participation. The remaining common shares are available for all other shareholders, essentially saying, if you're a shareholder, this is what we're offering you. So this is an offering to us, a peace offering, I guess. Full details of the rights offering are included in the rights offering circular, which will be filed today under Zenabis profile on SEDAR. I guess we're going to have to take a look at that. Here it is. Rights offering details. Pursuant to the rights offering, each holder of common shares will receive one transferable right, a right for each common share held, and 1.5 rights will entitle a holder to purchase one common share at a price of 15 cents per common share. The subscription price is equal to approximately a 73% discount to the volume-weighted average trading price of the common shares on the Toronto Stock Exchange for the 5-day trading period on October 23rd, 2019. But it's already down another 40%. So the reality is, does this even make sense for a shareholder to even buy this? Because the stock might even be lower. Now, take a look at this. This is the part that baffled me. A maximum of 139 million shares are going to be issued. So they're going to create another 139 million shares. That's why the stock's going down, folks. Dilution. A maximum of 139 million shares will be issued pursuant to the rights offering, representing 66.6% of the currently issued and outstanding common shares. Like, what? So you're going to create more shares. You're going to create another 66.6% shares for $20 million. So they're so desperate for money that they're pretty much doing it at a ridiculous price. But what they're doing is they're offering it to us, the public. The shareholders that actually own shares have the right to this. The rights offering will be open to holders of common shares who are residents in Canada. No fractional common shares will be issued. Each shareholder resident in Canada may either exercise their rights and subscribe for additional common shares, sell their rights. The right will be traded on the TSX under the ticker Zena.RT as outlined below, or do nothing and let their rights expire. Interesting. Liquidity is an important resource given the current state of the Canadian cannabis market. Although Zenabis does not currently need the proceeds from the rights offering to deliver on its revised business plan as released on October 21st, 2019, the company believes having excess cash on hand is in the best interest of the shareholders. Okay, but at the cost of killing the shareholders and taking the price down, you're going to get an extra 20 million. Maybe Zenabis really needs this 20 million. But man, they're taking the stock to a point of potentially no return. They may have no choice but to do a reverse after this transaction because the stock will be heavily diluted. It will be under a lot of selling pressure, and there's going to be a lot of people unhappy about this. Founding shareholders and insiders expressed strong interest in contributing over $6 million in incremental equity capital to the business rather than being diluted by third-party capital. A rights offering allows the participation of existing shareholders alongside insiders, reducing dilution when compared to an alternative form of capital raise, which would prevent the participation of the full shareholder base. And Zenabis believes this is the least dilutive manner to raise incremental capital given current market conditions. Incremental equity is also preferable as a capital source compared to a debt alternative given the quantum of Zenabis existing debt outstanding. The rights offering notice, together with a rights certificate, will be mailed to registered holders of common shares as of the record date. Full details of the rights offering, including information regarding the distributions of the rights and the procedures to be followed, are included in the rights offering circular. To subscribe for common shares, a completed rights certificate together with payment in full of the subscription price for each common share subscribed for must be received by the subscription agent for the rights offering. Computershare Investor Services Inc. prior to the expiry of the rights at 5 p.m. Toronto time on November 27, 2019. Shareholders who own their common share through an intermediary, such as a bank, trust company, securities dealer, or broker, will receive materials and instructions from their intermediary. The rights and the common shares issuable upon exercise of the rights will be listed on the TSX. The rights will be listed on the for trading on the TSX beginning October 30th, 2019 under the symbol Zena.RT. Trading in the rights on the TSX will cease at 12 p.m. Toronto time on November 27, 2019. So this will be conducted in all provinces and territories. The estimated net proceeds of the rights offering, assuming full exercise of the rights and after deducting expenses, will be approximately $20.6 million. The net proceeds of the rights offering will be utilized for general corporate working capital. Well, at least they're getting some money. So Andrew Grieve is prepared to buy 666,000 shares. So they're breaking down all the insiders that are going to participate in this. So there are insiders that are transferring rights to other people that can exercise them. As of the date hereof, the insider group owns or exercises control or directly or indirectly 73,408,092 common shares, representing approximately 35.2% of the issued and outstanding common shares, based on the take-up of the basic subscription privileges of the insider group indicated in the above table. The insider group of the company would own an aggregate of 114,467,578 common shares following the rights offering, representing 32.9% of the issued and outstanding common shares if the maximum number of common shares issuable pursuant to the rights offering is issued. So this is the reason why they did this. This is their rationale. On August 21st, 2019, concurrent with the announcement of Zenabis additional debt financing, Zenabis announced that it had secured sufficient capital to achieve an annual design capacity of 143,200 kgs of dried cannabis and become cash flow positive. At the time, it was the intent of the company not to raise incremental capital based on then current information. As previously announced, Zenabis recently encountered two issues that have decreased or are expected to decrease Zenabis's surplus liquidity. Delays in the achievement of packaging ramp-up at both Zenabis Alphaville and Zenabis Stellarton, which resulted in Zenabis not being able to package and sell all of its cultivated product from August through September. And identification that Zenabis expects to spend the entirety of its remaining estimated capital expenditure budget, Zenabis Langley, as forecasted in Zenabis MD&A for the period ending June 30th, 2019, at $13,700,000. Upon completion of Part B, as a result, Zenabis expects capital expenditures amounts remaining to spend relating to Part 2C to be over budget, estimated to be $4 million. The packaging ramp-up issues at Zenabis Alphaville and Zenabis Stellarton have been largely resolved. Zenabis packaged over 23,000 units or 53 kgs on October 22nd, 2019 at Zenabis Alphaville. Given the above developments, Zenabis determined it was in the best interest to secure additional liquidity. The above use of net proceeds reflects the current intention of the company based on information currently available to it and on current circumstances, economic and otherwise. The actual use of the net proceeds of the rights offering may vary depending on operational and capital needs and the progress of the research and development programs from time to time. Accordingly, management of the company will have the discretion in the application of the proceeds of the rights offering. Well, at the end of the day, they needed money, right? So they got to do what they got to do. But, I mean, Man, it's crazy. Like I feel like I'm in the twilight zone, but I guess they really had no choice. And at the end of the day, the only reason why these companies go public is so that they can use stock to raise money. And clearly that's what they're doing here. I do like the fact that they're buying some of these shares and they're issuing it to the shareholders. I do like that. But I was a little concerned when I saw the price. And I was even more concerned when I saw the amount of dilution and the amount of shares that are actually going to be created due to this transaction. Zenabis is a significant Canadian licensed cultivator of medical and recreational cannabis and a propagator and cultivator of floral and vegetable products. Zenabis employs staff coast to coast across facilities in Alphaville, New Brunswick, Delta, Aldergrove, Pitt Meadows, and Langley, British Columbia, and Stellarton, Nova Scotia. In addition to gaining technologically advanced knowledge of plant propagation, the recent addition of state-of-the-art greenhouses in Langley, Pitt Meadows, and Aldergrove provides Zenabis with 3.5 million square feet of facility space that can, if fully converted, be dedicated to cannabis production. If all facility space at Zenabis Alphaville, Zenabis Stellarton, and Zenabis Langley is fully converted and dedicated to production, Zenabis will own and have access to 635,000 square feet of high-quality indoor cannabis production space, as well as 2.1 million square feet of greenhouse cannabis production space at its Langley facility. With this production strategically positioned on Canada's coasts, Zenabis expects these facilities to have an annual design capacity of 143,200 kgs of dried cannabis by the third quarter of 2019. That's this quarter. An additional 700,000 square feet of greenhouse space will be used to continue the existing propagation business and produce industrial hemp and can be converted to cannabis production at such a time that is beneficial to the strategic position of the company. The Zenabis brand name is used in the cannabis medical market, while the Namaste by Zenabis and Blazery brand names are used in the cannabis adult use recreational market, and the True Buck brand name is used for Zenabis kombucha products. That's the news on Zenabis in a nutshell. That's the news on Zenabis in a nutshell. How you guys all doing today? This is your boy Rich from Rich TV Live. I've been doing this for a long time, guys. I've been doing this for over 2.5 years. This January will be 3 years that I've been doing this. I've seen a lot of companies go up. I've seen a lot of companies go down. I think that at the end of the day, this is the risk business. I knew that going in. The stock market is like a casino. You can win big. You can lose big. That's just the stock market. I don't want anybody to go and buy Zenabis. That's not why I'm doing this. I just want to let you guys know that I am still holding my shares of Zenabis. I'm not selling for a loss. Yes, at some point, I will probably average down. Very likely, I will do that. But I'm not telling you guys you should do that. And I don't know when I'm going to do that. Based on this news, I think it's good that they're going to have money. And it's good they're going to have enough capital to get their facilities going in the right direction. I would like to see the company get to profitability. Once the company gets to profitability, once the company starts to really grow, I think that we will look at them as a very highly undervalued, underappreciated, underexposed giant in the sector. In the interim, though, my opinion would be not to be touching this stock. My opinion would be invest in the best. I believe we've been identifying the best and we're getting better at it. And I believe that the best includes Tilray, Canopy Growth, Village Farms, True Leaf, Curaleaf, Green Thumb, Labs, Aurora Cannabis, Canopy Growth, Valens Grow Works, just to name a few. And one thing I'm really learning in this new sector as an investor and Organogram, yes, I also like Kush Bottles. I like MedMan. I like Tilt. There's companies that are down that I like too, believe it or not. But the one thing I'm learning about this sector is that it's going to be very volatile. There's going to be a lot of ups and downs along the way. But as an investor, if you really want to protect your money, stay away from penny stocks, stay away from anything under $1, and invest in the bigger ones, invest in the revenue generating companies, invest in the profitable ones, because the ones that are not profitable are going to constantly be selling stock to raise capital. And that's something that I've really been able to see here in the sector. They've had to raise a lot of money by selling stock, which dilutes the stock. And then it causes a problem forcing the price down. So I do believe companies can overcome this if they have lots of revenue, but it's not going to be easy. And Zenabis has clearly not been what I thought it was going to be. Now, that doesn't mean that I think it's going to fail. I still believe the company has a chance to succeed, but I am losing confidence as an investor in the company. I'm losing confidence as an investor in management, in their ability to actually create a market for their security that's sustainable for shareholders. So as an investor, I don't want to get too many people excited about Zenabis because I honestly don't know where they're going to go right now. But what I can tell you is there's a lot of other stocks that are in the sector that are great companies. And for every company that is going to fail in the stock market, and there's always going to be failures, there's also going to be success stories. And just like Zenabis is down this year, 90% or whatever it is, we brought you Zoomaway Travel, which is up over 300% and has been up as much as 700%. We brought Enthusiast Gaming, which is up over 200%. We brought Imagination Park, which is up over 300%. We brought Baby. We just recently brought you Baby, and it's up over 50% since we did our first video. We're going to keep finding good companies. We're going to keep finding winners. But in this sector, in the cannabis sector, the most volatile sector right now in the world, maybe I would say it's tied with cryptocurrencies. Cryptocurrencies are very volatile and cannabis stocks are very volatile. My opinion is we need to really identify the best as cannabis enthusiasts and park our money in the bests, because then we have a better chance of sleeping at night and not having to deal with these bear markets and these companies like Zenabis that have a good business, I think, have a chance to one day be a huge bull, but who knows when that's going to be, because right now they are very bearish. They're struggling with money and they're selling stock and forcing the price down in order to, I guess, not create more dilution, but they're still creating dilution. So the stock market is very risky, especially the cannabis sector. And we need to identify the best, and not just identify the best, but identify the best at the lowest prices. Mark Smith says management is ruining the company and the shareholders into the ground. Running the company and the shareholders into the ground. And they're paying too much for their money. The stock is done. Salvage what you can, in my opinion. Yeah, and I want to hear your guys' opinions. Kyle Cushion Trader says these companies will all explode in 2020. I agree with you. I think that we're going to see ups and we're going to see downs. We saw an explosion in the sector January, February, March. We saw 52-week highs. And since then, we've seen 52-week lows. Now we're starting to see companies come up from those 52-week lows, right? Look at Labs today. Labs was up 11% at $4.95 right now. They had a nice day today. Look at Village Farms. They had a nice day today. So we are starting to see companies that are coming up off the bottom. Look at Ianthus. They are up over 50% since they hit their bottom. Look at Kush Bottles. They've been coming up from the bottom. Village Farms up 9.85% today. So there are lots of examples of companies that are starting to come up from the bottom. This is starting to show me that the sector is starting to find the floor, and institutional investors and high net worth investors, whales, just investors in general, are starting to position themselves. They're starting to position themselves, and they're positioning themselves in the best first. And that's why you're seeing the best companies are going up, and you're seeing that. I mean, FSD Pharma up 25% today. The Tinley Beverage Company up 17% today. MYM Nutraceuticals up 15% today. The Flower Corporation, they've been climbing, up 9.67% today. Tilray up 7.7% today. Weed MD up 5% today. Vivo coming from their bottom up 5% today. Chronos Group up 3% today. THC Biomed up 3% today. So other than Zenabis, it's a pretty green day. Aurora Cannabis was green. Afria was up 1%. Canopy Growth was green. Hexo was down 5%. Organogram was down 1.4%. Valens Growworks was down 2%. The Green Organic Dutchman was down slightly. Supreme Cannabis was down 2%. TerraSend was up 2%. Canopy Rivers was up 1.2%. CanTrust was even. It's funny that CanTrust is still steady at $1.74 despite the fact that they don't have a sales license. Agriflora at 25 cents, up 2%. Aleafia Health stayed the same. Weed MD up 5%. Emerald Health down 1%. Chiron Life Sciences down 1%. Those are the winners and some of the red in Canada. And in the United States, let's take a look at some of the winners and some of the losers. Let's take a look. Okay, so some of the winners in America: Kaya Holdings, K's up 16%, Maple Leaf Green World up 12%, Pot Network Holdings up 10%, CBD Unlimited up 9%, American Inc. up 8%, Medman up 8%, GSRX up 8%, Fincana up 7%, BAM up 6%, TGIF 1933 Industries up 4%. GW Pharmaceuticals keeps climbing, guys, now at $129, up 1.7%. Cureleaf Holdings was green. Green Thumb Industries was green. Harvest Health and Recreation, slightly red. Cresco Labs, slightly red, down 2%. Charlotte's Web, down 2%. Acreage, break even. Trulieve, slightly green. Ianthus, down 2%. Canna Royalty, down 3%. Green Growth Brands, up slightly. CV Sciences, up 3%. Planet 13, down 5%. MaryMed, down 2%. Alexinol Global, down 6%. Kushco, climbing up again, up 2%. Grow Generation Corp, down 1%. Liberty Health Sciences, up 2.9%. And Tilt Holdings, down 6%. So that's kind of what's going on in the markets. So some of you guys think this is a gift, eh? Joe Namaste says, I loaded up 100,000 shares of Zenabis at 28.5 cents. The directors and employees made this deal because they're buying the warrants for a steal, just like Aurora did in 2017. I went through it. This is a gift. Hey, man, I hope you're right, Joe. For all the shareholders and everybody that's holding, I really hope you're right. I'm not going to sell for a loss. I'm not suggesting you should or you shouldn't. You guys do whatever you want with your investments. Like I said, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm strictly an investor just like you guys. I'm an educator. I'm an entertainer. I wish I could control this stocks. Maybe one day when we're public, we can control our stock, but I can't control these stocks. I'm just an investor like you guys, and I want to create an environment and a place where we can all come and talk about what's happening. And that's what we're doing right now. Okay. I've been getting attacked a lot. A lot of people have been attacking me on social media. I'm getting attacked on Twitter. I'm getting attacked all over social media. At the end of the day, before anybody else, even on YouTube or any social media existed, I was talking about a lot of cannabis companies that have all gone up dramatically. Chronos Group, Aurora Cannabis, Afria, Village Farms, Organogram, Canopy Growth Corp, MetaPharm Labs, every single one of them, I predicted them first, and they all went up thousands of percent. Now, or hundreds of percent at least. Now, some of the stocks have come down. The entire sector is down. Okay, first and foremost, the entire sector is down. Some stocks have come down, like Dionymed, like Zenabis. It's unfortunate, but that is what happens in a growth sector. In a growth sector, you're going to have situations like this happen where companies are going to succeed and companies are going to fail. Even FSD Pharma, they look like a huge failure. All of a sudden today, they jumped up almost 30%. So you just never know. You just never know. As long as the company's not bankrupt, you never know. At the same time, your money is valuable, put it in the best companies. Because if you put your money in the best companies, you give yourself the best chance to win. You give yourself the best chance to win. Joe Namaste says, I rather buy Zenabis than T-God and ACB. Zenabis will show profits before those two companies. Rich, your pick Zenabis will be profitable. Don't doubt yourself. I'm not doubting myself. I hold my shares. I do plan on probably buying more at some point. I just have lost confidence in the stock and the management's ability to manage the stock price. So as an investor, I don't know what the bottom is, and I'm just kind of watching it very carefully. But I'm not going to rush to buy anything. And I definitely am not going to tell anybody to rush to buy anything. I want investors to win. That's what Rich TV Live is about. That's why I bring companies like Baby. That's why I bring companies like Zoom Away Travel. That's why I bring companies, like Chronos Group that went up thousands of percent, like Canopy Growth that went up 1,000%, like Aurora that went up over 1,000%. Like all these stocks went up. Now the entire sector is down. Everything's come down. Some have gone down more than others. I never anticipated Zenabis to be down this bad. So I want to make sure everybody understands. I'm bleeding just like you guys. It absolutely sucks. It hurts. When you buy stocks that go down, it hurts and it absolutely sucks. Okay. So I want to make it very clear to you guys that I'm not excited about it. However, when I look at it from a 360 view, I look at it as they're fully funded. They've got all the money they need now to grow their facilities. And now they're getting even more money just to make sure they don't run out of money. That's not the worst case scenario. It's better than being in a situation where you don't have any money. So I like the fact that they are actually seeing that they're running out of money quickly and they're trying to do something to solve the problem before it gets worse. I just hope that we don't see it go under 15 cents. And I won't be surprised if it does. Drew D says, Rich, I agree with you on Zena. As investors, we have to watch for that bottom and load up. Never once thought about selling anything in the red. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to sell anything. I want to just acquire more cannabis companies. My goal was to own 100 of the top cannabis companies in the world. I now own 20. I still have so many I want to buy. Zenabis is one of the ones that I own. Will I buy more of Zenabis? I'll buy more of every stock that I got. I mean, that's just the way I trade. So will I buy more Zenabis? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. But one thing for sure is I'm not going to be sitting here talking about Zenabis. I'm not going to do it. Because what I'm not going to do is get a bunch of people into a stock and then have them blame me for being in a stock that I have no control over. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to continue to bring you guys the news. I'm going to continue to interview CEOs. I'm going to continue to try to educate investors about how to buy stocks, how to trade stocks, how to buy options, how to make money on the way up, how to make money on the way down, how to buy futures. And this is really what my focus is. As far as individual investments, one thing I've learned is you can't get emotional. You can't get emotional when you make investments. So one thing I've learned is don't get emotional. Don't get caught up in all of it. Stocks are going to go up and down, and don't get emotional. So we need to be very smart. We need to be very calculated in where we put our money. I've already put a lot of money into Zenabis, a lot, okay? Now, at the same time, I like to buy a lot for a little. So if I can get a lot of shares for a little price, it's sometimes too good to be true, and I have to take advantage of that. So you know the way I trade, and I've been doing it for a long time, you know that there's always a chance that I will be averaging down or that I will be buying more of all the stocks that I'm buying. At the same time, you got to also pick your battles. Congratulations, by the way, Leo, on Labs. I'm really happy that you won, bro. You deserve it, man. Labs is a beast. Congratulations, man. So you got to be very strategic when you invest in stocks. And then if you've got some good money, why are you going to put good money over bad money? That's the other issue. I'm not going to take like 10 grand and buy another 20,000 shares or 30,000 shares of Zenabis now. $10,000 would buy what? 30,000 shares at 30 cents, something crazy like that. I'm not going to go and buy another, 10 grand worth of shares right now unless I know that it's at the bottom, because I don't know that. I don't know what the bottom is. It just keeps going lower. So as an investor, I'd rather take that 10 grand and invest it in Labs or invest it in TrueLeaf, because Labs and TrueLeaf are actually making money. I'd rather own some of those stocks now because I already own Zenabis. So when it comes back one day, I'll have it. This is the way my brain thinks. But with the new money that I'm getting, that I'm going to be buying more stocks with, instead of averaging down, I may be better suited to buy TrueLeaf, Curaleaf, Aurora, Afria, Valens Growworks, Labs, Green Thumb. These are all companies that I want to own. Ianthus, Kush Bottles. These are all companies that I want to own. And this might be the best time to buy. So this is the way my brain is thinking as an investor right now. Well-rounded reviewer says, can you interview World CEO again, please? If you can get him on the show, try to get him on the show. Joe Namaste says, I don't like ACB shares, but I own 5,100 calls, January 2020, $5 strike. Oh, I think you're going to make a killing on those calls, Joe. Duarte says, at 15 cents, that sounds very tempting to load up. And that's the thing, is a lot of people are going to look at these prices, look at the amount of revenue they have, look at their facilities, look at their relationships, and say that this is undervalued. I don't want to be the one to tell you that. That's not why I'm here. I don't want to get people slaughtered. I'm an investor. I talk about a lot of companies. I truly believe that Zenabis would do well. I've been to their facilities. I've seen them with my own eyes. Do I feel disgusted today as an investor that my investment has diminished dramatically? Of course. Do I have a plan B? Yes. Do I have a plan C? Yes. Plan B, wait, hopefully it goes back up. Plan C, buy more shares. Those are my options. I'm not going to sell for a loss. That's just not the way I trade. But at the same time, I don't want to tell you guys what to do. I would like to know what you guys plan to do. I'd love to have a conversation about it, but I'm not here to tell you guys what to do with any of your investments. I strictly educate the public about companies. I try to bring you them at the lowest prices. I try to identify the bottom. I try to identify the top. I try to help you guys realize what the bottom is of the sector, which I've been talking about for months. We're starting to see companies now come up from the bottom, but even still, there are companies that are going to go down. It's just the way it's going to be, because we're in a very volatile growth sector, and we're in a sector that's going from being illegal to legal. And the funny part is companies like CanTrust secretly are still trading at $1.70. Even though they don't even have a sales license, and yet Zenabis, who is making $25 million a quarter, is now trading at under 30 cents. So these are the types of things that make me scratch my head as an investor. But at the end of the day, I'm just learning that in this sector, after doing this 2.5 years, that nobody really knows anything. Nobody really knows anything. This entire sector is risky. The entire sector is a risk. Even when you think you have a sure thing, there is no such thing as a sure thing. Companies that could be great tomorrow could be scandals like CanTrust. We've seen that. And CanTrust still could come back from the dead and be a 10x in the future. That's how crazy this sector is. That's the crazy thing about this sector. Nobody really knows where anything is going to go. I've been getting attacked on social media, and people are going out there and saying, Rich is the worst cannabis stock influencer in the world. Rich is a clown. Rich is this, Rich is that. And then they're giving other influencers who are cannabis stock influencers too, way smaller than I am, by the way. Been doing this way shorter period of time than I have, by the way. But they're trying to say that they're better than me. But the thing is, aren't their picks down too? Because last time I looked, the entire sector's down. So name me a influencer in the cannabis sector who has picked a stock or a bunch of stocks over the last 6 months that is up. That's a fact. So when you're trying to say, oh, Rich is this, Rich is that, these cannabis influencers are better, I'm not here to debate that. You guys can debate that. I'm not trying to compete with nobody. I'm just an investor trying to create a community of people that can find winners, identify the best companies at the lowest prices so that we can win. Create an environment where we can come here and we can talk about what's good, what's bad, what's winning, what's losing, and why. And I think that we've done that. Now, to point fingers at the messenger boy, I don't think is really fair. But at the same time, I knew what I was getting into. I knew when I got into the cannabis sector, I knew when I got into the stock market, there was going to be good days. And I knew when I got into the stock market, there was going to be bad days. I knew that there was going to be picks that I would give that would go up and people would make a killing. And I knew there would be some picks that would go down and people would lose, including me. And that's the risk that I take being on YouTube, the greatest streaming platform in the world. That's the risk that I take talking about stocks. That's the risk that I take talking about investments. I even put my own money where my mouth was on Zenabis. And I'm right now on that specific investment, I am down. So I want to make sure you guys know when you guys are calling me names and you guys are trying to insult me and you guys are trying to throw me under the bus. I just want to make you guys know that I'm down too. I bleed when stocks go down too. And it's not just Zenabis. I have lots of investments, by the way, not just cannabis stocks. The entire sector for cannabis stocks is down if you didn't get the memo. That means everybody's picks are down. That means the entire sector, all influencers' picks are down. That means everything as a whole is down, including Aurora Cannabis. So what do? If you're an investor, you can sit on the sidelines, you can watch the market, and when you think you find the bottom, you can buy. Some people are already buying. That's why we see labs jumping. That's why we see Village Farms jumping. We have other stocks that we talk about on Rich TV Live, like Baby, which I believe is a great company, and it's an alternative to milk. And our children are drinking milk, and milk is filled with all kinds of terrible things. We found this alternative to milk. They've got patents in 19 countries. They got 40 countries coming. I think they could be a 10x. They're already up 50% since we started doing their video. There's going to be other opportunities out there. We're getting into gaming stocks. I'm going to be bringing you another gaming video actually very soon on another gaming company. I'm very big into gaming stocks. I'm very big into cryptocurrencies. I'm doing cryptocurrency videos and a lot of reviews for companies now. We're going to be getting more into gambling and betting and cryptocurrency sites. I actually have a cryptocurrency betting site that I'm going to be doing a video for today or tomorrow. So there's so many opportunities as an investor. The key is not to get too excited and to be very patient, sit on the sidelines and date your stocks. Watch them for a long time. When you see them at bottoms, like right now, we see bottoms across the sector, buy. And when you see green of 10% or more, that's when you should be thinking about selling. You buy in the red and you sell in the green, you give yourself a chance to win. I'm not going to say you're going to win every time, but overall, if you invest in the best companies and you buy them at 52-week lows, and you sell when you're up 10% or more, you will always give yourself a chance to win, and you will have a plan. And in order to win, you have to have a plan. People don't plan to fail. They fail to plan. Joe Namaste says, Rich, rule number 1, never get emotional. Nothing fundamental has changed for Zenabis. I agree with you. I agree with you. Max Power says, I'm up 1,400 on Afria. I just bought it Monday. I'm not selling. Good job, Max. I'm proud of you, man. Congratulations. You're finding bottoms, man. Don says, Hexo is down again today. How far can it go? Clearly, with what we've seen in the sector, anything can go anywhere. Stocks can go all the way to nothing, and stocks can go to the moon. I mean, we look at Scott's Miracle-Gro, over $100. We look at GW Pharma, $129. There are examples right there, 2 companies trading over $100 in the cannabis sector, and they're holding their price. Why? Growing revenue, profitability, good businesses, and tight share structures. Companies that have loose share structures, that aren't able to manage their market are going to suffer in the market. It's something that I'm still clearly learning myself with Zenabis. So look for companies with really tight share structures, really tight floats, profitable companies with huge upside. Don Shittaker says VRNDF is up. I got 1,000. Thank you, Rich. Hey, man, my pleasure, Don. Hope you win, buddy. Rob Cha says Zenabis volume is 16 million. Yeah, it's crazy. Zenabis volume is just crazy. Everybody's buying, selling, and talking about Zenabis. Kaio Cushion Trader says invested 100,000 can down invested 1.1 million Canadian, down 500,000 Canadian, but buying more. I know this will only explode soon. Don't fall in the trap. Well, we can already see that stocks are already bouncing back. We are already starting to find companies bounce off the bottom. So in my opinion, we've already started the resurrection. It's just that by the time we figure out the resurrection is here, they're already going to be up 30 to 50%. That's just the way it goes. Max Power says, thanks, Rich. Holding Afria till 11 minimum. Hope you win, bro. Hope you win. Max Power says, Cura and ACB, but don't know where their bottoms are yet. You know what? I like them both too. And yeah, I agree with you. We just need to find the bottoms. But in my opinion, I think that Cura and ACB bottoms are in very soon. Max Power says, I also bought RNX for 34 cents, up 300 already. Congratulations, Max. I hope you keep winning, buddy. Dawn says, it's just a big shakedown. Umair Ahmed says, keeping and loading up Zena. Yeah, and that's the thing. Some people are going to keep buying. Like, clearly someone's buying. Like, who bought 16 million shares today? Somebody. Like, it's crazy. Jimmy says, I bought Zenabis at 160. Now it's 29 cents. Not selling, but this is getting scary. I know it is scary for a lot of investors, including myself. Max Power says, yeah, ACB is close. I believe ACB, we're not going to see these prices of $4 for too much longer for ACB, in my opinion. Joe Namaste says, ACB, Joe Namaste says, say ACB and renewal are backlog 3 weeks. Highest turnout ever, employees said. Hint, hint. I think that we're going to blow, man. I know the sector is going to blow. It's just a matter of time. Max Power says, thanks, Rich. RNX is a good flip. I'm going to have to take a look at it. Thank you for the pick, man. Drew D says, you're rich. Look more into medicine, man. I will. I've been looking at them. They've been doing really well. John Hughes says, Rich, what do you think of BAM? I think BAM has potential. I know there's a lot of people in America. You guys can ask some of the American community members that are here. If you guys are seeing product of BAM on the shelves, do you guys like that product? Because the issue that I had with BAM previously is when they were really high. And just for the record, I did make money on BAM, and a lot of our members in our community made money on BAM. So BAM's been a good stock for us, but it's come down like everybody else. And when I looked at their financials, I was shocked to see the amount of red flags and a going concern. That was my concern. And that's why I believe the stock came down. They're no different than a lot of companies in the sector like Zenabis that are just struggling for money. And as long as these companies struggle for money, I believe it's going to be really tough for them. Once these companies get very well capitalized or they start generating profits from their businesses, I believe we will see them turn around. I just don't know exactly what the management is thinking. This is my concern. I don't know if Zena's thinking about doing a reverse or if they just plan on building it organically. I don't know. It would be interesting to find out what they're thinking. CGOTF up 19.82%. Thank you, Rich. Hey, my pleasure, brother. Yeah, we've been talking about it. We've been talking about Zenabis conducting a rights offering to their shareholders, which I like the fact that they're offering the ability for shareholders to buy shares at a 70% discount, which right now is more like a 50% discount because the stock is down 40% today alone. Ryu Buddy says, do we still believe in Zenabis or are they done? I believe that this sector is very volatile, and I believe that this sector has many examples of companies that I thought were done or could be done, and they've all survived. The worst of it, like CanTrust is still at $1.70. They're still alive. FSD Pharma looked like they were dead. They just did a reverse. They had a monster day today. They spiked up like 26%. You just never really know in the cannabis sector. You really, truly never know in the cannabis sector. So am I going to say something's dead? I'm not going to say it's dead because as an investor, I don't want to say that something that I own is dead. I never want to believe it's dead. I always want to believe that there's a chance. However, I have no control over Zenabis. And let's just say that it's been very, very brutal watching them go down over the last 6 months. Let's just put it that way. Jimmy says, what happens if there's a reverse? Do we end? Let's see if they go back to normal. Do we get our stock back? I don't understand. Okay, so let me explain to you guys what happened with FSD Pharma. FSD Pharma had 1.1 billion shares. They had the same problem. Too many people selling, driving the price down. They couldn't control the market. They couldn't take it up. They tried, they failed. So what they did is they said, we're going to do a reverse. We're going to do a 200-to-1 reverse. I believe it was a 200-to-1 reverse. And they said, we're going to do a 200-to-1 reverse, and we're going to take the stock up from, I believe it was 5 cents to $9. And we're going to go from having 1.1 billion shares to having 7 million shares. So what they did is they shrunk the float and reduced the amount of shares that were out there for people to sell. So what they're doing is they're reducing the dilution in the security, which is kind of a good idea if you have a plan. If you have a plan. Based on what FSD Pharma did today, I'm starting to gain some more confidence in them. Maybe they do have a plan because a lot of people are thinking they're going to go on the NASDAQ. Maybe they actually do have a plan. The question is, what is Zenabis's plan? Do they plan on just growing up organically because they're going to have so much revenue that they can justify a $10 stock price? Or do they plan to reverse the stock? Because if they do a reverse, let's say a 10-to-1, my 26,000 shares, if they did a 10-to-1 reverse, would turn into 2,600 shares. But the share price would go from being 29 cents to being $2.90. They would go from having 300 million shares to having 30 million shares. And then from there, hopefully, they can reduce the amount of selling and selling pressure happening in the stock. And then we'll see the stock go up from there. That would be the hope for investors. But at this point, I don't know. I don't know if they plan on doing a reverse. I don't know if they plan on growing organically. That's something that I'd have to find out from the company. So as an investor, I'm not planning on buying anything until I have a better idea about what the company's going to do. I might just hold my shares for them to go up in the future. I might buy more to lower my cost and get a better price point, but I need to watch it and get more confidence in the company at this point before I even put another penny into this company. I'd rather put money into, in my opinion, Aurora Cannabis, Afria, Green Thumb, True Leaf, Curaleaf. There's plenty of better companies out there right now than Zenabis, MetaPharm Labs, Valens Growworks that are not getting destroyed, that can make us money. So yeah, long term, there's still a chance that Zenabis can be a winner for us. But short term, they're under a lot of selling pressure. They've been going down almost every single day now, it seems like, for months. And I'm trusting my eyes right now. And my eyes are just saying, stay away from it. Be on the sidelines. Let's just watch the shit show evolve and see what happens. And that's kind of where I'm at. MedMan is up 5% today. Yeah, a lot of companies are finding their bottoms. I appreciate you, John. Thank you for your support, man. Jimmy says Canopy is a good buy right now. Too good. I believe that Canopy is a buy. I believe that Aurora is a buy. I believe that Afria is a buy. I believe that Labs is a buy. I believe that Valens Growworks is a buy. I believe that True Leaf is a buy. I believe that Cureleaf is a buy. I believe that Ianthus is a buy. I believe that Kush Bottles is a buy. I believe that CVSI is a buy. I believe there's a lot of buys. I'm not going to put Zenabis in the buy list right now until the management shows me that they can control their stock. So I just can't put them on that list right now. Right now, they just go on the list of companies that are penny stocks that I own. And I got lots of those too. So, kind of a good news, bad news day. Good news, Village Farms having a big day. Valens having a big day. Baby having a big day. Lots of companies actually having big days. MedMen having a big day. Kush Bottles has been having a great week. Ianthus has been having a good few weeks. We are starting to see signs of life that these stocks are coming from the bottom. That's the good news. Bad news, companies like DionyMed, companies like CanTrust, companies like Zenabis have been struggling. Companies like FSD Pharma have been struggling. Today, FSD Pharma had a nice day. Hopefully, this is a sign of the sector is starting to gain momentum and we're starting to find a bottom. Joe Namaste says, I renewed my med license with Aurora. It took 3 weeks administration. Last year, they took 5 days. I asked why employees said they are backlogged 3 weeks because of high volume. To me, that's a buy signal. I think that it's clear that Aurora is a buy. We are seeing the lowest prices in the sector for 2 years. These are the lowest prices we've seen in the sector for 2 years. Don Lapointe says, Rich, for a new sector, it's crazy to see all the panic selling. I believe a lot of these companies are. Alex Castillo says, panic sale is good for the smart investor. I love it. Hey, man, we've been talking about this being the bottom, and we are now finding bottoms all across the sector. That's why we see Village Farms blowing up today. That's why we see Labs blowing up today. That's why we see Huge blowing up today. We are finding the bottom for the sector. Just like we are starting to see that gold has turned around. Before that, gold was dead and nobody was buying gold stocks. They were dead for so long and now they're turning around. The same thing is happening in the cannabis sector. We've been down for 6 months and we're starting to see a trend reversal. This is the beginning. And I believe we will see more. And there are a lot of catalysts coming around the corner, including real profitability. More and more companies are becoming profitable. Wow, Martello went up again today? Oh my goodness. Martello's making moves, man. MTLO, folks. MTLO. I like Hexo. I think Hexo long-term is going to do very well. Short-term, who knows? They're having some issues too. They're getting some downward pressure. They're having a lot of issues they're dealing with as well. So short-term, who knows? But long-term, I think that Hexo is going to do very well. John Hughes says, I remember Rich warned us yesterday saying he doesn't believe Zena management was doing a good job. I've been talking about it for a few weeks now. So I'm not impressed as an investor. Clearly, I'm losing confidence in the management. I still believe in the business. I still believe in the underlying business. As an investor, I have to believe in the money I've put into the company. I have to try to figure out a solution as an investor. It sucks. I don't feel good about it. I'm not happy about it. But at the end of the day, I know that we're in the stock market. This is the risk business. Zenabis is not the only stock that's down. The entire sector's down. So this is part of investing. In investing, you got to learn not to be emotional because stocks are going to go up and stocks are going to go down. Real estate's going to go up, real estate's going to go down. That's part of being an investor. You take risks, you invest in companies that you like. Sometimes they're going to do great and they're going to be giants and you're going to make a fortune. Sometimes they're going to fail. That is unfortunate, but it's true for the sector and it's true for all investing in general. Don says, I think Hexo is going to be sold. It's possible. Right now, anything is possible. Yvonne Diesel says, why Hexo lay off that much people? They're saying that they're laying off that many people because they want to get to profitability. And the easiest way for them to get to profitability was to fire 200 people, which if you look at big board companies, that's how they operate. Most big board companies, whenever they need to get profitability, they have layoffs. So it's not necessarily a bad thing, but at the end of the day, like I said, I am not on the inside of Hexo. I don't know. I am a shareholder of Hexo. I don't know what is going on internally with that company. I just know that I like the business. And I think that long-term, they're going to be a good company. Steve Harvey says, hey, Rich, can you get Andrew Grieve on your show? Hey, guys, call Andrew Grieve. Tell him that we would love to have him on our show. I'll respect him. I'll ask very respectful questions as a shareholder and as an influencer. And I would love to have him on the show. I've been saying publicly, I don't think he's doing a good job. I don't like this press release. If he had to do it to keep the company alive, I guess he had to do what he had to do. I don't know if that's what he had to do. They said in the press release that they didn't need the money, but they wanted the money. So that's why they put this out there. But the thing I do like is they are putting some of their own money up. They are putting $6 million of their own money up, which I like. They are putting skin in the game, which I like. So there's some things that I like about it. But at the end of the day, I'm not impressed. I'm not happy as a shareholder that the stock has gone from $6.85 down to under 30 cents. No, I'm not happy. Who would be happy? Max Power says, I wonder if someone will buy out Zena. I mean, at this point, they would be getting them at a steal. Alex says, I would love to see Namaste buy out Zena if they go down to 15 cents. What's kind of funny because one of Zena's brands is called Namaste. So that would be interesting. Nicholas Cross says Kronos. Kronos is well capitalized. I do believe they're a little bit overvalued because they don't have a lot of revenue at these prices, but they got $1 billion partner and they've got a lot of money on their balance sheet. So yeah, they look very, very well capitalized. What's the news on my Zeneva shares? Hey man, same thing as everything in the sector. Down. The entire sector's down. So if you want to ask me about cannabis stocks, chances are all the cannabis stocks are down. Frank says, do you think Bruce will join MedMan? I think that would be a great partnership for Bruce. I would love to see Bruce join MedMan. I don't know if it's going to be MedMan, but that would be an epic partnership. Koyo Cushion Trader says, hit the like, Mick, hit the like, Rich makes us rich. Hit it if you want to make it. Thank you, Koyo Cushion Trader. Appreciate you, man. Jimmy says HMPQ, waiting for this one to go. Yeah, that's a penny stock that I haven't looked at in a long time. Don Lapointe says, everyone wants to get rich. Buy Juju. LOL, just kidding. Scott Norris says, Alex, wait till end of November. Hopefully the stock is worth more than 15 cents then. Don Schittaker says, you're doing a damn good job and happy I found your show. Thank you, Don. I appreciate you, man. Alex Castillo says, Scott, I know Zena will go back up to at least $2. Just makes no sense, 30 cents or 15 cents. I agree with you, but at this point, I just feel like the management has lost control. So whether it makes sense or not, the reality is that is where the stock is trading. And all of us shareholders are hurt financially. We all got hurt. So it's not nice. Tom the Trader says, Rich, we don't see eye to eye on all things, but your messaging here has been on point for how to manage some risk. Cheers. Tom, you were right about Zenabis, bro. I'm not too big of a man to admit that you were right. You were right. You said that Zenabis would go down, and they have. I never anticipated they would go down this bad. I wish I did. I really do. I wish I saw this coming. If I saw this coming, not only would I have not bought it, I wouldn't have done so many videos about it, and I wouldn't have got so many investors excited about learning about the company. I feel, pretty, beat up about it. I don't feel good about it. But at the same time, I understand that it is the stock market and I can't control these companies. And I've been saying it forever, like I can't control these companies, guys. Don't buy a stock just because I'm buying a stock. I'm an investor and I'm a very risky investor. I take a lot of risk and I swing for the fences a lot of times. And sometimes I hit a home run and sometimes I strike out. I mean, that's been the way I've lived my whole life. Okay. And, sometimes you're going to win and sometimes you're going to lose. And I don't feel good about Zenabis. I don't. It sucks. I don't feel good when investors lose. But it's not just Zenabis. I don't feel good about the whole sector. The whole sector's been down, and a lot of investors have lost money over the last 6 months. And it doesn't feel good. I know at some point it will turn around. I have been through this before, not just with Zenabis and not just with the cannabis sector, just in general as an investor. I've been through this before, and I've been able to trade my way out of these situations. But like I said, just because I've been through it before, just because I've been able to trade my way out of these situations, it doesn't mean that I like it. Because I am human. And when I buy a stock and it goes down, I'm not happy just like everybody else. I like to win just like everybody else. And there is a chance that I could lose on Zenabis. There's a very good chance that I could lose on Zenabis. There's a chance that I could win big on Zenabis. At this point, I'm invested. I'm not going to sell for a loss. I'm going for the ride. Rob Drag says you cannot control the market makers. Yvonne Diesel says, Rich, you could lose one here and there. It is okay. Yeah, and I'm going to lose more, guys. I mean, it's just part of investing, and I hope that we can get to the point, guys, where we're so good where we never lose. I really, really do. I really, really do want to get to the point we are so good where we never lose. We're just not there yet. It's been 2.5 years, and I feel like we're getting so much better. And it's funny because like our picks are on point. I feel like our picks that are like the best picks that we've been talking about are on point. It's just that like some of the picks that I've been making from the last few months are obviously, not doing very well. But I feel like we are getting better at picking the best. And my opinion, the best are Aurora Cannabis, Afria, Canopy Growth, Kronos Group, Village Farms, Curaleaf, True Leave, GW Pharma, Scott's Miracle Grow, Green Thumb, Ianthus, MedMen. I like all these companies. Aurora Cannabis, MetaPharm Labs, Valens Grow Works. So my goal as an investor is I want to accumulate all of these companies. And some of the ones that I'm down on, I'm going to buy more and lower my cost. But I'm not going to go and do that first. I want to buy some of the ones I don't own first, like TrueLeave, the most profitable company in the whole sector. You know what I mean? Like I want to start owning the ones that I don't have before I start thinking about averaging down on stuff that's gone wrong. I want to buy some of the stocks that I think can go really right. And maybe I can make some money on those stocks over the next 6 to 12 months and then use some of those proceeds to buy some more Zena. That's kind of the way my brain thinks. That's the way I'm kind of thinking about how I'm going to strengthen and fatten up my portfolio. Because I still love the sector and I still love cannabis stocks. And I'm always going to be loving cannabis stocks, despite the fact that there's going to be tons of volatility. Fernando saying, hey, Rich, are you shorting? No, I'm not shorting. I'm not shorting. Alex Castillo says, Zena raising capital at 15 cents. Big Zena top dude saying he want to dump his 20 million shares. Sector beat up. It's clear all the market is 30 cents today. Rob Drag says you cannot control the market makers. Jimmy McVosh says FNRC. I have 1 million shares of this company. It's getting bad news, but I'm holding on. I hope you win, bro. Tom the Trader says, it's all good, man. I know the feeling, been there. Yeah, man, it's, you know, the sector, you know, investing in general can take you to your knees. And I've learned that many, many, many times over the years. And just when you think you figure it out, you get taken to your knees again. And that's just the way investing is. Tom the Trader says, the piece I'll never get is if Zena didn't need the cash, as the PR says, why in the hell discount the offering so much? That's the part that when I saw that, it was like I felt like I was in the Twilight Zone, right? They're clearly discounting it that much because they know the stock's going to go down. So it's turned into a nightmare, man. Honestly, but at the same time, I guess they need the money and they know they have no other way of doing it. So I guess this is their way of getting money. It's just, it's at the expense of all the shareholders, which really sucks. Yvonne Diesel says, Rich, look at me with ACB. I am in for the ride. Me too for long term. Yeah, and I own ACB too. So I'm in a lot of stocks, guys. And the whole sector's down. So Zena's down more than any of the ones I hold, just so you know, which sucks. But the reality is the whole sector's down. So it doesn't matter if it's Hexo or Rivers or Aurora. All the cannabis stocks overall in the sector are down. So anybody who's invested in cannabis stocks over the last 3 to 6 months, which I've been investing for 3 years, right now is probably down. And that's just kind of what it is. There are some people that are winning right now because they bought perfectly at the bottom over the last few weeks, and we're starting to see stocks jump up. And congratulations if you are in that position, and I hope you continue to win. I really, really, truly do this to help you guys win, okay? I don't want anybody to lose. I don't want to lose, and I don't want you guys to lose. I own 26,000 shares of Zenabis, and I've been buying it all the way down since it was at $2.92. So trust me, I'm down big on Zenabis, very big, and I'm not happy about it. And I'm a shareholder just like you guys. I was never paid by Zenabis to do any videos. I honestly, truly believe that they were a good company. And I still believe that they have a chance to be a good company. But as an investor, I'm losing confidence. And I feel, and Tom the Trader, you actually said this. You said this, you know, a long time ago that the CEO needs to lose his job. And you're right. I believe that, and I don't want to get into an argument or a fight with the CEO. I just, as an investor, want to make money. And the reality is I'm not making money on my investment. I know there's other investors that are not making money on their investment. And if the CEO is in over his head, maybe they need to consider an alternative. That's all I'm saying. I'm not here to attack anybody. I'd love to have the Zenabis CEO and all CEOs on our show. We got 121 people live right now. We clearly have a big community of people that are watching us. We just want to create a platform where we can come here and we can identify the best. We can interview CEOs and we can talk as a community about all the companies and where we should buy and where we should sell and how we can make money as a unit. That's what matters to me more than anything. And I don't like to lose. I hate it more than anything. I'm a very competitive person and I hate to lose. Hey, Pan, I am from Toronto, but I live in Vancouver. Drew D says, Medicine Man is at 9.3 million company going to 170 million after acquisitions. All acquisitions are printable, and so is Medicine Man. Healthy EBITDA, do your due diligence. Thank you, Drew. I appreciate that. We need to continue to find more winners, my friend. Gopa32 says, my losses has made me a better man, and so has Rich TV Live and my investing colleagues. Thank you, Gopa. I appreciate you, man. And I appreciate you guys. You guys, man, you know how many people were telling me to go live? Do you think I didn't want to go live? I'm the first one to stand up anytime something bad happens. I'm not afraid to admit when I'm wrong. I'm not perfect. Clearly, I've made a lot of mistakes in my life. My life has been a list of successes and failures. It has, you know, I don't know what to say, man. I'm almost speechless. Like I'm really, really disappointed. I'm really disappointed. Dino says, love weed. Yeah, I love weed too, man. I love CBDs too. Well-rounded reviewer says, Bruce Linton is diluting his name by backing so many companies. I don't know. I think Bruce is being smart. Like, he was the guy that was behind the biggest cannabis company of this entire sector growth, right? Canopy growth. Huge growth of this sector. He was the guy driving the bus with Canopy growth. Makes himself $1 billion, then gets fired. Now he's scrambling, trying to become a part of a bunch of companies that he doesn't own. I think what he's doing is smart. He's having fun, and he's now going to be involved in like 5-6 companies. I think I would do the same thing. It's kind of a good idea. Why not? You know, it's just like me. Like, I want to be an owner of so many cannabis companies. It's addictive. Like, I love this sector. I just love the sector. So I think he loves the sector and he wants to be a part of it. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Yvonne Diesel says, Rich, I am thinking like you, buy, order stock, and wait for the one I am stuck with. Yeah, like buy the new best companies, and anything that is not doing well, just leave it for now, let it mature. When you see a bottom, then you can consider lowering your costs. But I'm just going to let them mature for now. I'm not going to panic, and I'm not going to sell for a loss. That's not something I'm prepared to do. I'm also not going to buy some right away right now because I don't know where the bottom is. AFLM says they are screwing up a few stocks by doing reverse splits. Well, you know what? Huge did a reverse split, and I thought it was going to fail miserably after the reverse split. And today they went up nicely. So you just never know. Rob Chaw says Zumaway went down today. Yeah, Zumaway's been under a lot of selling pressure. So if you're a Zumaway travel investor or you want to get into Zumaway travel, I have made money on it. I've been sitting on the sidelines. I do want to get in again. I do not know what price I want to get in at. I'm trying to find the bottom. So I think as a community, we need to sit and really watch it. And hopefully we can find the bottom as a community. I'd love to know your opinion on that. Wow. AFLM says CBIS went private. CBIS is going to zero. Wow. Max Power says these companies swallow. How can you need money when you're growing over 200,000 pounds of bud? Losers. AFLM says, I got out 5 stocks alive. Max Power says, I own 15,000 shares of Zena, down $10,000. Wow. Sorry to hear that, bro. Max Power says, if I hold it for 20 years, I don't care. I'm stubborn. I'm stubborn too, man. I don't know. I'm just a stubborn investor. AFLM says, now I'm trying to get out of EVAHD. Sonny Robertson says, let's say a prayer for INSY shareholders. What happened to INSY? I have no idea. Max Live 0308 says, if you believe so much in MJ stocks, just buy HMMJ ETF, for example, less stress. I agree with you. I like the ETFs. I just like to buy these companies and watch them grow and be a part of it. I don't know. Maybe it's because I've been involved in the cannabis sector for so many years. I just really like the sector and I want to be a part of it. And I'm prepared to go for a ride. And if that means I'm going to have to go down at times and sometimes I'm going to go up, then I'm prepared to go along for the ride. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy, but I just want to be part of this. I do. I just, my gut is telling me that, Rich, go along for the ride. You've been doing it for 2.5 years. There's been ups and downs. This is just a down. There will be up again. AFLM says, I am over 50% down on stocks. Scott Norris says, Max, you are the same vintage as me. How long can you hold? LOL. I have 29,000 shares in big. Hope you win, Scott. Hope you win, bro. Just trying to catch up on all your guys' messages. Thank you guys for all your messages. I'm going to try to read them all. Yvonne Diesel says, Rich, I understand all that. I think I buy too high. I was sure the deal was coming for ACB with Coca-Cola or someone else. Yeah, it's unfortunate, but I think that this is a great buying opportunity, in my opinion, for Aurora. I'm not saying it can't go lower. I think anything could go lower in the sector, but I do believe that Aurora long-term will go higher. I really do. Tom the Trader says, I don't envy anyone who tries to step into Zena. They still need to address refinancing the debt, which you can only imagine is likely going to add more stress. Ugh, I feel for you. Yeah, it's a tough situation, bro. It's definitely a tough situation. It really sucks right now. Peter Ferraro says, Rich, I need your help. I have a big position of labs. I am up 14,000. Should I sell? Buddy, 14 grand is a lot of money, buddy. You could take that money and then you could always buy again. So my answer is always, when you're up 10% or more, take the money and run, because we never know what the future is going to hold. At the same time, Peter, labs could go to $7-8 again. So I'm not telling you what to do. You got to decide for yourself. But is $14,000 a profit good for you? Because in my opinion, if I'm up 14 grand on a stock, that's a gift. That's an early Christmas gift. I take the money and run. But that's just me. I'm not telling you what to do. If you're up 10% or more, you should always be thinking of selling. I'm not saying you should, but you should be thinking about it. That's just my opinion. But I also do believe the labs can go way higher too. Remember, we're still in a bear market. When we get into a bull market, I could easily see labs trading between $7 to $10. But you got to be willing to wait. And we don't know how long it's going to take. AF Alam says CGRW has lots of things coming up. Stock is very cheap. Thank you for sharing your pick. Canagrow. Dylan Fraser says, you showed up. I always show up, bro. I always show up, man. Believe me, I'm here for the people, man. Good days, bad days, I'm going to show up. I got nothing to hide, man. Jimmy says, love you, Rich. I appreciate you guys too, man. You guys make this so much easier for me. Compound Interest Stock Guy. How you doing, Compound? Says, Zena private placement is a big FU, but if you own Zena shares, it gives you a chance to buy 66% of however many shares you own to lower your cost average at 15 cents, or sell them at Zena.rt for a month. Yeah, so it allows you to lower your cost, but you can also lower your cost by buying in the open market. So, I'm going to watch and see what happens here. AF Alam says, we stuck on so many stocks for a long time. Yeah, the cannabis sector has been down for 6 months, but if you're a cannabis enthusiast and you believe that it will turn around, hopefully the good days are around the corner. Yvonne Diesel says, Rich, you are the best. Thank you, Yvonne. I appreciate you, man. I really do. AF Alam says, Canopy is a good stock. I agree with you. I think Canopy is one of the best in the entire sector. Drew D says, yeah, Max, I'll hold right with you. I'll die with some pot stocks. Hey, man, I'm right there with you guys, man. Tom the Trader says, wishing you luck. We all go through these days, but come out bigger for it. I hope so, man. I really hope we can come out bigger on Zenabis after a day like today in the future. I really do. Fernando Feliciano says, thanks for the response, Rich. You're doing God's work, ACB long. I hope you win big, Fernando, and I appreciate you, my friend. Max Power says, Scott, I'll hold for 5 to 10 years. I don't care. Don says, yes, Canopy is one of the top, very top. I agree with you guys, Don. Canopy is, if not the best, it is one of the best in the entire sector. Just look at all the big financial institutions that are buying Canopy. Canopy is one of the best. I will not be surprised to see Canopy at $100 in the future. Sonny Robinson just donated $5. Thank you, Sonny. I really appreciate the donation. Says, let's say a prayer for INSY and Namaste shareholders. I hope all the shareholders win big. And if you guys have lost, I definitely feel for you guys. I've been in the markets for a long time, and I've had many good days. I've had many bad days. Scotty says, USA market is where it's at. CRLBF, ITHUF, CURLF, LHSIF. I like your picks, man. I like your picks. Drew D says, stay on the ride, Rich. It'll pay off. I'm here for the ride, man. Good, bad, or ugly, I'm here for the ride, man. This is the whole idea, man. I'm just an average guy, just like you guys, investing in cannabis stocks, investing in all kinds of different things. And as a community, we work together to find the bottoms, help each other decide when we should buy, when we should sell, and dissect these press releases so we can really figure out what's going on and identify the best companies to buy and hold in one of the fastest growing sectors in the world. A newly legalized sector that was illegal a year ago in Canada is now legal and is not even legal in America yet. Mexico is legalizing. The whole world is legalizing, and we're in the early days. And it's a shit show. And I've had good days and I've had bad days. You know, today, definitely on Zenabis was a bad day. On other stocks, it was a good day. But on Zenabis today, it was a bad day. You know, it's a fact. It's a very bad day when you lose 40% in one day. It's not a good day. AFLM says ACB go with Pepsi, most likely Coca-Cola. I think working with another company. Yeah, I think that there's a chance that they do something really big. AFLM says Labs going to go down too in a matter of time. Well, Labs does have a huge short position in it. So be careful, guys. All these companies are being very heavily shorted. So they're going to go up very quickly and they're going to go down very quickly. However, Labs is one of the companies that has tons of upside because they're actually making profit and they are only going to get bigger. Max Power asks, hey, Rich, when is Canopy's Q report coming out? Let me try to find for you. Let me try to find that for you. Canopy Growth will be reporting on November 14th. Aurora Cannabis is reporting on November 14th. MediPharm Labs is reporting on November 14th. Supreme Cannabis is reporting on November 14th. So a lot of companies are reporting. Kronos Group is reporting on November 14th. So a lot of companies are reporting in a few weeks. A lot of companies. Lots and lots of companies. Zero to Cash says, why is Kron going crazy? Well, Kron has billionaires behind them, right? So they've got a lot of money and resources behind them. And one of the reasons why a lot of these companies are struggling is they don't have money. Max Power says, if it's not good news, you know the sector will drop. Yeah, the sector's been under a lot of negative pressure. Rob Drag says, maybe sell half of Labs, always keep a little. Thank you for sharing your ideas, Rob. And that's what this community is about, guys. Sharing ideas. Dawn says, Kron's been in the news, so it's up, thank God. Blaine says, the sector is about to turn almost lift off time. I agree. You can see that things are changing. Companies are becoming profitable. Revenue is growing. Everywhere revenue is growing. Yeah, there's companies going to have problems. There's going to be ups and downs. But overall, the sector is growing and it will continue to grow. Drew D says, I want Medicine Man on RTVL. Call them. Guys, call all the companies and tell them that they need to get on Rich TV Live so that the people can learn what's going on with these companies. I want to ask the tough questions. I want to be able to interview everyone, and I want to be able to identify the best. The best way to do it is to look them eye to eye, face to face, and get them on the show. Alex says, here's a dumb question. Could Altria dump sell Canopy and say buy Afria? That might get fed up with no Q profits, only huge Q losses. I don't think so. I think they're too deeply invested right now and have gone too far. And I think that they've decided that that's the company that they want. They put billions in. So I don't see that happening, but anything is possible. The umpire's post says, went up, as you stated, 10% or more, but you still see unbiased future growth potential. A good rule in the sideways or slightly bull market is to sell and get back slightly more than original invested. Thank you, umpire's post, on your opinion. Frank Esparza says, cannabis stocks should pay dividends. Oh, they will. Some companies already are paying dividends. HMMJ ETF and IIPR are two companies that pay dividends. Fat Nut says Liberty Health Science has been holding its ground. I believe this one is the bottom. I hope you're right. I know that they were under a lot of selling pressure previously. They're coming up. I think that they have a good business, but another company who just been having a lot of problems with their stock. Sonny Robinson says, I'm up on CanTrust and Ianthus like we discussed. Thanks, Rich. Gang. Thank you, Sonny. I hope you win, my friend. Compound Interest Stock Guy says, Alex Castillo's Altria owns Kronos. They're not buying Afria. Afria is only profitable based on their inventory. They may or may not sell. Kron and Altria will do vapes and biosynthetics. Sonny Robinson said, what about Medifarm? I love Medifarm. I think they have so much potential. They are a giant. Alice Castillo says, Frank, sector too new for that, but dividends might come up in the sector once sales of $1 billion a year are there. Compound my mistake. Alex says, Compound, I meant Constellation might get fed up with Canopy, just like ACB dumped T-God. The umpire's post says, then ride out the remaining, watch it, get more data to decide whether they'll hold longer and or when to sell it. Compound Interest Stock Guy says, Alex Castillo's, yep, dividends would be tight. VGW, Labs, VFF are primed to be some of the finest besides IIPR already doing them. Thank you, Compound. You are a wealth of information, my friend. DJ says, what are your thoughts on Hexo? I own Hexo. I like Hexo. I think they have a great future. They're having some trouble right now, but I think long-term Hexo is going to be a winner. Terry says, hey, Rich, sorry I'm late for your show. Should I buy more Zena or average down? Right now, I'm not telling anybody to buy Zena. I've lost a lot of confidence in the company. I've lost a lot of confidence in the management. I wouldn't suggest that anybody buy Zena. I think right now Zena is a shit show. I do not know what the bottom is. I am not going to sell my shares for a loss. I am a shareholder. I own 26,000 shares. I do plan on buying more. I just don't know when. I may not buy more. I might just hold my shares, or I may buy more, but I want to buy them as low as humanly possible to lower my cost. I do not know what the bottom is at this point because they seem like they've been going down almost forever, and that is concerning for me as a shareholder. Cloud Mason Media says, Rich, are you exercising your right to buy shares of Zena at 15 cents? No, I don't think so, because I think that there's a very good chance that it's going to go lower in the open market, and I might be able to buy it cheaper on the open market. Compound Interest Stock Guy says, haha, yeah, I don't know, Alex, but Constellation's got to cut down expenses like crazy for sure. They got their work cut out for them. Ashaman Sivravaz says, how high do you think HMMJ will be in 6 months? I think when the sector goes back up to a 52-week high, we'll see them over $20. I think we'll see them over $20 in Canada when everything resurrects and we see a 52-week high. And I say within the next 6 to 12 months, sometime in the next 3 to 12 months, we'll see a 52-week high again. And when that happens, the HMMJ will be over $20. Mario Bebby says, Rich, would you sell some lost stocks for cash flow to reinvest in ACB? You know, I thought about that, actually. I'm personally not going to do that. I just don't want to sell for a loss. But I thought about it, and I thought about if I was going to do that, which companies would I buy? And my opinion would be buy the ones that are profitable, like Labs, Aurora, Afria, TrueLeaf would be the 4 that I would really consider buying if I was going to sell for a loss and try to make it back on another pick. It would be those 4. Alex says, Compound, yes, for sure. It's crazy. 1Q, 300 million is ridiculous. 1 billion already burnt. Yeah, it's been crazy. These markets are nuts. Rob says, Rich, what do you think about ACRG? I love them. I love the fact that if you buy ACRG and they get acquired by Canopy Growth, you're going to get shares in Canopy Growth, which is clearly the mothership of the sector. So I really like ACRG. I think they have a huge future. They're a huge player in America, and I think there's enormous upside there. Sunny Robinson says Canopy Rivers is a ticking time bomb waiting to explode at these prices of $1.30 with all the building they are doing here in America. I agree. I own shares in Canopy Rivers. I do want to buy more, and I think that these prices are really, really good. But like I've been saying to you guys, this entire sector is very volatile. Don't go immediately and buy a stock just because I talked about it. Clearly, anything can go up and anything can go down right now in the sector. Be very careful and consult a financial advisor before you invest in anything that we talk about here on the show. Joe Namaste says Zena revenue last year, 29 million, market cap today, 60 million. Rich, this is a gift. This is exactly how I made money on Aurora 2017 at 274. Every time they diluted, it would tank, then resurrect. I hope you're right, man. I'm holding my shares. Rob Drag says, you buying Canopy? I don't know. I like Canopy. I definitely like it at these prices better than when it was at $50. That's for sure. Bruce Correa says, Namaste is ready to explode, earning out soon. I hope you're right. I really hope you're right. I believe in the business there too. I do believe in CanMart. I've heard rave reviews on CanMart. And I also believe in Pineapple Express. I've heard great reviews on Pineapple Express. I like the business. Another company that I like, but for whatever reason, the stock just has not performed. Investing Dinacola says, Rich, what is going on with Ianthus? Why they exploded? I think they're just coming up from the bottom. I think they were oversold and they're coming up from a bottom. And I think you're starting to see a lot of companies are coming up from the bottom. And I think you're going to see that continue. Compound Interest Stock Guy says, yeah, Alex Castillo's, the cash burn was based on vested options or some type of share deal. They didn't lose $1 billion from operation loss. They need to spend $1 billion less every year or 80 to 100 million a month. Prodigy says, Welp down 20K on Zenabis, this time to buy more. AJ. I don't know. I'm not here to tell you guys to buy more. It's very risky right now with Zenabis. It's very concerning and it's very disturbing. The umpire's post says, keep up the good work, bringing your most genuinely honest opinion. Kent Block says, Cannabis 3.0 coming soon. Don says, Rich is the real deal. Thank you, Don. Rob says, what is the symbol for Canopy Rivers? The Rivers symbol is RIV in Canada. Alice Castillo says, compound true. Whenever a company invests, it will show in Q reports as a loss. Frank Esperanza says, what do you think about Zena warrants? I actually own 1,000 Zena warrants. I can't believe how low they've gone. I'm kind of speechless about it. I think that there could be huge upside, but they're very risky. I don't want to make this. This wasn't a video to get people to buy Zenabis. I'm at the point where I've lost confidence in management. I'm not personally buying any more Zenabis right now. If I do buy more, I will let you know when, but it will most likely be at a very low price to lower my cost. But it's not really something I want to buy right now because I've lost confidence in management. Do I still believe the business can succeed? Yes, but I'm not sure whether or not it will be this management that will be driving this bus to profitability. I'm not sure. I might be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. As an investor, I really hope I'm wrong. But I have a feeling it will be a new management that will come in either through a takeover or some type of emergency takeover. Bruce Correa says, Bruce Linton was promoting online as the future in Europe. Interesting. AF Alam says, the market already damaged investors in a big way. Oh, I know investors, including myself, in the cannabis sector who have taken a big hit. But for those of you that have been doing this for 2.5 years, I've also seen it turn around and all of a sudden everything go up like 100, 200%. So hopefully we're going to see a resurrection of epic proportions and these losses will turn into gains. Sunny Robinson says, is Afria last earnings report official or goodwill? Do you think they can hold these numbers for the next quarter? I think Afria is growing and I think Afria is going to continue to grow. I really do. I think Afria is going to be good. But there's always a chance that stocks can go down for a quarter. I mean, these things can happen. Don says the CEO of weed company are under a lot of pressure. I think everybody in the sector is under a lot of pressure. I really do. And I think things will get better, but they may get worse before they get better. Kent Block says, what other sectors have you done well in, if you don't mind? Man, I've invested in so many sectors over the years. You name it, I've invested in it. Cannabis stocks, cryptocurrencies, tech stocks, gold stocks, oil and gas stocks, penny stocks, you name it. I've also invested in real estate. I'm still invested in real estate. I'm in the process of selling another property right now. I invest all the time. I'm constantly investing. I am a serial entrepreneur and an investor of all things. And I really like risky investments. Investing, Dinicola says, Rich Buddy, what do you think NAV for Rivers? I think that Rivers has a great future. I think that the upside for Rivers is huge. I just don't know what the bottom is. I'm trying to find the bottom for Rivers. Joe Namaste says, I just realized that Zena will be bought out at current market or merge. There's a very good chance. Terry says, can't trust and Zena should merge. Could you imagine? That'd be crazy. Umar Ahmed says, Zena does have M&A hiring posts. I wonder which big LPs out there looking to lower their cost eyeing Zena. I mean, I think everyone would consider them. They're just absolutely huge. Fat Nut says, CNVCF, your thoughts, Mr. TV Live. CNVCF, is that Canna V Cell Sciences. This is one of the ones that everyone was talking about when it was at 20 cents. I stayed away from it because I had a bad feeling that they were undercapitalized and the stock hasn't performed well. It's now at 10 cents. No volume. So I think, once again, I could do more research on these little companies. I think it could have upside, but there's so many bigger companies right now. My opinion is stay away from the small ones and invest in the biggest, best, most profitable companies if you want to win. There's been a lot of people talking about Canna V Cell Sciences since it was at 20 cents. It's now at 10. I didn't jump on the bandwagon because I felt like it was going to go down, and it has. So I just think that you need to be careful. Yvonne Diesel says, Rich, Motley Fool are saying that a crash market is coming. Who knows? Lasco Laco says, Rich just came online now. Why has the sector dropped so hard? The sector dropped so hard because these companies weren't profitable, and now the companies need to start showing profit. If the companies want to grow, they have to be profitable. This is what's happening right now. It's kind of a shakeup in the sector. The entire sector was up based on hype of what the sector could be. Now, the entire market is asking for profits. If companies want to grow, they need to grow on profits. Terry says, Rich, you are the best. Thank you, Terry. I appreciate you, man. It means a lot. Dylan Fraser says, VFF by Zena, LOL, with shares and cash. It's possible. Anything's possible at this point. Dawn says, if you think this is get in and out, get rich fast, it's not for you. Yeah, this is definitely not a get in and out, get rich fast. I've been doing this for 3 years, and there's been a lot of high highs, like crazy highs, and there's been some crazy lows along the way too. Joe Namaste says, Mexico votes legalization. Germany, Italy, Portugal, Greece, and England, medical cannabis is opening up. And guess who has presence in all of them? Canada is nothing compared to Europe. ACB. Aurora's a giant, my friend. I believe you. Compound interest stock guy says, investing. Dinacola Riv says, price to book is 0.777 at $1.65 Canadian. So something like 2.3 is a book value. Not sure of their NAV, which is a different metric. Rampus time is over, says Yvonne. Market at all-time highs. It will go down sooner or later. Yeah, I mean, I don't know about that. You know, I believe in the stock market. I believe in the American market. I believe that the market will continue to grow. And I also don't believe we're going to have a recession. So I honestly don't know where the market's going to go. All I know is as investors, we can only get better. We can only learn from every experience. Hopefully, we as a community will get better and we will learn from these mistakes that we've made. And hopefully, as a community, we will get better and we will continue to invest in the best companies, not just cannabis companies, but the best companies. Tesla just recently done well. Facebook's been a huge winner. Amazon's been a huge winner. Twitter's been a huge winner. TWLO has been a huge winner. These are all companies I've been talking about for 2 years. Apple has recently been a huge winner this year, going from $140 to $240. Shopify has been a huge winner. There's going to be winners all the time. We all, as a community, need to identify winners, identify when they're low, identify when they're high, buy when they're low, sell when they're high. Cannabis sector is a very risky sector, but I love it. I am an investor. I'm a long-term investor. I'm still holding all my shares in high times too. Haven't got my shares in them too. So as a long-term investor, I believe in the sector. There's going to be highs and lows along the way. It's part of being involved in a very new sector. Let's see some of you guys' messages before we got to go because I got to go soon, guys, here. We've been live for almost 2 hours. Rampus time is over, says Yvonne. Market is all times highs. It will go down sooner or later. Dylan Fraser says, I don't know, Rich. Tilt, Meta, Pump, Slang, DN, lots looking primed to move. And well, 20 to 40% isn't much. Yeah, I think that they can move. I think they can run even way higher than that. I think they can run easily 100 to 200%. Tony Driver says, time for a fatty. Let's all relax. It's all good. Enjoy that fatty, Tony. AF Alam says, it's just the beginning of the cannabis market. I just getting started. I agree with you. We are literally just getting started. Sonny Robinson says, did Afria lock down Germany with the CC Pharma deal? A big portion of Germany, but not all of Germany. Ivan Black says, Rich, any opinion on Dixie Brandt's deal with Arizona Iced Tea? Was supposed to close already. I think that the deal could be huge. We're all waiting to see it get official. I think the deal could be huge for the sector and huge for Dixie and for Arizona Iced Tea. Dylan Fraser says, Afria also in Europe as well. Huge in Germany, 13,000 pharmacies. Absolutely. Zero to Cash says, are they playing with Chronos down 20 cents after hours to $8.90? Probably. It's a big game in the cannabis sector right now. A big game of panic and chicken, seems like. Dawn says, yes, I think I will do that same. Smoke them if you got them. Yeah, I think we all want to kind of relax right now after today. AF Alama says, huge catalysts are coming. And Dylan Fraser says, Tesla 240 yesterday, 300 today. Huge. Free Alien says, it's your boy Free. Volcano time. All right, guys. Smoke them if you got them. This is just one of those days. I'm bleeding like you guys on Zenabis, but I'm going to keep my head up. I am a cannabis enthusiast. I am an investor. Some days we're going to win. Some days we're going to lose. That's the stock market. Nobody ever got into the stock market ever and left without getting unscathed. Everybody loses and wins in the stock market. That's how you learn. And I'm still learning myself after doing this for 2.5 years live on YouTube. I'm still learning and I'm still trying to get better every day. I believe as a community, we will get better. I believe I will get better. I believe you will get better. And we're going to learn from this. And we're going to keep learning from this. And we're going to keep getting better. And we're going to get bigger. And we're going to get better. I don't look at it like my investing life is over. I look at it like my investing life is just getting started. And I can always get better. And hopefully we all can learn from this. And I'm going to leave you guys with a song that hopefully resonates with everyone.
You know what it is? Rich TV Live, Ill Kid, Cloud Ninja on the beat. Don't panic, you rookies that don't manage. Looking at all the candles, it's a ride and we off the handles. It's the heat, cause we bringing all the no difference. I finish all of your dinners. That mean I'm taking your place. It's no mistake that you are beginners. You miss me, rinse and repeat. It's Rich TV. You miss me, I'm the one, Jet Li. It's time that we get popping now. I ain't never stopping now. You would think I'm floating in the open way I cop a cloud. You should even shop around. You should buy a pair of boots. Hated is my stomping ground. This is how the market goes. It's round and round we go. Where it stops, we just don't know. Don't panic, don't panic. Why you stand up all your dough? Just sit back and watch the show. Pray that you'll just strike some gold. Don't panic, don't panic. Market makers are heartbreakers and soft stages. Bring the heat with Kenny just like it's Las Vegas. You hard haters are all fakers. I mob like Don calls you on another song. I don't pause, baby. I don't panic, I just mix it up like Shaka Khan. You stay tripping on the sides like a soccer mom. And when it's on, I transform like Decepticon. I can tell your whole future looking at the devil's palm. You're too weak, bro, cause you looking at a 52-week low. These are opportunities to seize, yo. No peace, though. I don't cheat. I just move when I cruise to the cheat code. Put the limit in. Stop it if you have to. This is mathematics for addicts to latch to. Rich TV Live, he a swell guy. He'll teach you how to buy low and to sell high. Yeah, I get money because it's all sweet. You're looking at the real wolf of Wall Street. Yeah, I get money because it's all sweet.
Nice, Dylan. Good work, buddy. Congratulations, man. 87%. Found the bottom, bro. Good work, man. Good work, buddy.
Where it stops, we just don't know. Don't panic, don't panic. Why you spend up all your dough? Just sit back and watch the show. Pray that you'll just strike some gold. Don't panic, don't panic.
Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate all your support. This is your boy Rich from Rich to Be Live. On a really good day, on a green day, other than Zena, Labs had a great day. Baby had a great day. Village Farms had a great day. Huge had a great day. Just not Zena. Maybe one day we'll be able to say something different about Zena. But right now, man, Zena. Zena. I don't know what to say. That's all I can say. I'm bleeding just like you guys on Zena, and it sucks. It really sucks. And that's just me being as honest as humanly possible. Thank you guys. I appreciate all your support. Have a great day. This is Rich from Rich TV Live. Go to richtvlive.com if you want to learn, join our mailing list, learn about information, do research on stocks. We've got all the information there. Canadian sector, cannabis sector, US cannabis sector, cryptocurrencies. We're a one-stop shop for everything stocks. We're going to be launching options trading soon. We're going to be launching futures trading soon. So we're going to have more tools so that in the future, when stocks go down, we can actually make money on the way down as well. Okay. I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys. Don't panic. We're going to find a way through this. We're going to work together and we're going to find winners. We've done it before. We will do it again. Congratulations to everyone who won big on Labs today. Congratulations to everyone who won big on Village Farms today. Congratulations to anyone who won big on Baby today. Congratulations to anyone who made money on Tilt today. Congratulations to anyone who's made money. And if you've lost money, just know that you're not the only one. The entire sector's bleeding. Everybody in this sector has lost money, okay? We are all down as a unit in the sector. But just like the gold sector is up right now and everybody's making money in gold and resources and cryptocurrency had a nice run and everybody made money in cryptocurrencies, now gold is starting to come down. Cryptocurrencies are starting to come down. Everything goes through ups and downs. And right now, what I think is starting to happen is while everything else is starting to kind of slowly come back down to life again, cannabis stocks are starting to hit the bottom. They're starting to hit the floor. Look at Labs. Look at Village Farms. Look at Ianthus. Look at Labs, Village Farms, Ianthus. Look at Kush Bottles. They're all coming up from the bottom. Look at Tilt. They're all coming up from the bottom. Stay tuned. I'm out. Peace. Invest in the best because the best is blessed. It's true. If you're not winning, you're not watching. We bring you winners and we bring them to you first. It's true. This is your boy Rich from Rich TV Live. We're out. Peace.